Brush maintenance. The better you treat your brushes, the longer they're going to be working for you instead of against you. And in order to do that, you need to know how to properly clean and store your brushes and what you should be cleaning with. As you can see on this particular brush, it's very dark and dirty close to the ferrule, where the paint has settled into the brush and wasn't properly removed. When that happens, that's where your bristles are going to break when you're using it. That's where it's going to get dry. So this brush has probably been used, I'd say 150 to 200 times, but with proper maintenance, you can see that the bristles are not stained, the ferrule and the handle are not covered in paint, and it's good to go the next time I need to use it. How do I do it? What do I do? So I use cold water to wash my brushes. I never use hot or, sometimes I might use a little warm, but I mostly use cold water, and this is why. Bristles are laminated into the ferrule, and I don't want to delaminate my bristles. So I just got done using this brush. It's still got paint in it. So what I'm gonna do is turn on the cold water, excuse the noise, and I'm gonna literally kind of milk, like you would milk a cow, the rest of the paint out of the brush. So I'm gonna hold it over the sink, and I usually get more of the paint out of the brush before I wash it. But I wash my brushes immediately. I don't soak them for fear of delaminating the bristles. I wash them as fast as I can. If I do have to soak one, or if I have to leave it, I'll wrap a plastic bag around it and rubber band it, and I can leave it that way. Don't put your paintbrushes in the refrigerator. You aren't supposed to get your paint cold or freeze it, so please don't freeze the paint into your brush. I don't know where that story came about, but I've had a lot of people who've had problems with their brushes after they've frozen the paint into them. So I've got the paint out of my brush. I'm gonna use a little bit of Dawn in my hand. I'm now going to mash those bristles into the soap, and I'm going to work the soap into the bristles. And I'll do this a couple of times, and then I'll use my magic tool, which you need to know about. So I'm gonna rinse the soap out, and it's pretty clear, but pretty clear isn't clear enough. You want it completely clear of any paint. So once again, I'm gonna use the Dawn. Why do I use Dawn versus something else? Because Dawn has a little bit of silicone in it. And that silicone lingers in the brush bristles, and every time I wash my brush, the paint releases easier versus staining my bristles. Don't be afraid to mash the bristles into the palm of your hand. I mean, it's like washing your hair. You aren't gentle with your hair. You get in there and scrub it up. So the same works for your brush. Now comes my best friend and your brush's best friend. This is a brush comb, and it differs from a dog flea comb. A dog flea comb has round tines. This has flat tines. And this little bit right here is for cleaning small rollers, and this is for cleaning large rollers. It's like a squeegee on a roller. Plus you can open a can with it. But anyhow, this is your best friend for brushes, because I can put that comb all the way up to the ferrule of the brush and drag it through. And I'm gonna do that several times. This helps not only get the paint out of the bristles, but it also helps straighten your bristles and push the soap through to get that, so that you don't end up with paint all down here settled at the ferrule and breaking your bristles. Brushes are expensive, and if you're going to invest in a good brush, you need to keep it in great form. I'm going to squeeze the water. There's no teal colored paint. There's no soap. I'm going to blot my brush with a microfiber towel. I'm going to make sure my handle is clean, And then I'm going to hang it to dry. Too many people stick their brushes into a container like this with the head standing up and the handle down. If there's any residual paint in there, it's going to go down to the ferrule where it's going to dry and harden, and the next time you use it, your bristles are going to start to break. So I always hang my brushes upside down over my work sink. I have these wires here, just inexpensive craft wire that I've made little hangers out of, and when I'm done with my brush, I hang it. And that way all the liquid that's in it still, all the moisture will come down. And if there's any paint, which there shouldn't be, but if there is any, it won't settle there at the base of the ferrule. So there you go. Good luck.